Does hit.
We're live. Hello and welcome to the Weekly Word. Today is
Today is Thursday, July 11th, and I'm Alex Clare.
and I am Morgan West. Not really, but she did dump us for tonight.
Sure.
And maybe next week too. We're gonna have to. Actually, I'm Rich Parla. Really, not Morgan West. I'm Rich. We are joined tonight by Rich Ricky and his players from
The roaming.
the Roaming. You got to tell me if you're gonna make changes to the script, Rich. I don't just read what's there. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not what I wrote. Whom I will introduce very shortly. Tonight we'll be running a little different in that we wanted to speak with Rich's group and get an understanding of group dynamics and addressing problems at the table. So we don't have an outside guest, but we have inside guests. That being said, please, the most important part of Rich's group, please introduce yourself. We'll start on this side.
My name is Antonio La Serva. I recently started playing D&D, and this is actually one of my first big sessions. So happy to be here.
I'm Sanchez. One of the fourth or fifth campaign I've ever been in. I've been playing for only about maybe 2 years now.
I'm Tyler Villalona, and I'm playing the Rogue in this game, Eric Cochran. Pretty fun.
My name is Karen Zeta. I'm playing a Dragonborn Barbarian. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for a year, and it's been going well so far.
Excellent.
And I'm Alex Clare. I play...
Did you already introduce yourself?
Oh, I did.
You didn't
All right.
say, no,
But I
go
didn't
ahead,
say
go
what I'm
ahead,
playing.
by all means.
Yes. I'm playing a... Tinker?
A tinker, tacker, tinker,
Exactly.
TikTok.
In this campaign, and it's really fun so far. I've been playing for a while, and it's going well.
So, thank you very much. Welcome. So, we are streaming live. Smurfy is with us. So, for those of you who have watched the show before, know that Smurfy is a regular. She likes to pick on me. She also likes to pick on Morgan.
It's so surprising because no one ever enjoys that.
No one ever enjoys picking on me. That's right. So the first thing we want to address is in-person group dynamics. How do you get comfortable and interact with each other? So this is beyond the game, right? We do a lot of topics about what the game is, but how do you interact with each other and become a better group?
Personally, what I do, other than have invited over, is to hang out sessions at my place or any place. You know, something else besides D&D, still going.
Right. Like calisthenics?
Ring of Fire, those who know what that is.
Totally. Board
Ring
games.
of Fire, board games.
Okay.
I think we're interesting.
Oh, go ahead, please finish.
I think we're interesting in that a lot of D&D games you have where like a couple of friends will play together, where we all met each other through the store.
Okay.
And we've kind of become this amalgamation of you two have been friends for a while.
Did you just say amalgamation?
I did.
Okay, all right. There's an SAT word for you guys. Go ahead.
I use it a lot in this character as well.
Awesome.
But yeah, so we have this interesting level of, getting to know each other better while still playing the game in that context. So it's fun.
So also the interaction that you guys have in the store beyond just this game, right? Because a lot of you play on Tuesday also, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, 4 of us.
I'm new to Tuesday then.
Yeah, the 3 of us started on Tuesdays.
right.
And then somehow this campaign started. And then Alex and I were recently brought in to space the table.
Right.
We were available.
Sorry to hear that. I mean, good. And Mike, you also play on Wednesday, correct?
Yeah.
Not Tuesday.
Wednesday and
Oh no.
Okay, awesome.
I am the common linchpin that draws them all together.
I mean, I can't. It's a very unfortunate linchpin.
So,
We've lost so many children.
So many dead children.
it's horrible. Maybe we don't want to talk about the dead children so much.
Is there no?
So, Smurfy says she does not make fun of me, and if she did, I'd love it. Yeah, you're right. You don't pick on me that much.
Did you ever get that sticker?
No, remember we changed it.
Oh,
I'm not the unloved DM anymore. Right now I'm disruptive DM. I gotta change. We're gonna keep working with monikers until I get it right. I don't know what that means. So basically, you find that more social interaction outside the game is helpful. So what do you think about online groups? Where they don't have the ability to meet in person outside of that. How do you see them becoming a better group?
I actually run a game online with a bunch of people who I've only ever met strictly online.
Okay.
Various video games and via conversation, and all of them had a mutual understanding of D&D and were interested in playing. And it came to my understanding that even though you can't do parties like you can with Rich in his circumstance, you can do something kind of similar where you just set up like group chats. And this is something you can do in real life with other people you play physical D&D.
Like Discord, like a Discord. Okay.
All those things. It's nice to just be able to like casually converse with people in a way that like lets you get to know the natural timbre of their personality, what they're comfortable with. It's the really subtle, tiny moments in life that I feel like are really what help people get to.
Right on the edge. Not that far. Okay.
What's interesting to follow that up is that I actually have ran this same campaign online.
Perfect.
And in order to help bring the players together in that one, we did play some online like Uno, and I encouraged offline or off-session role-playing between characters and players, so the players, even though didn't interact with each other physically or whatnot, could still interact with each other throughout the week, so it kept that party dynamic going.
Right.
Even though people are all across the world, they can all just interact and through the chat on Discord.
Okay, and you think it helps? You think it makes a better part, like a better group?
Yeah.
Now, does it make a better group of characters, or does it make a better group of individuals who can play
I
better?
think it challenges you to RP a bit more, and it gives you a bit more of an immersion because when you play with friends that you have to act like you don't know them. When you play online and you've never met the people, it also helps with the immersion of you're meeting these people for the first time, and you're building up a group moving forward.
So how come how do you think that convention games sometimes are so successful with social interaction? Because I don't know who's played, so I don't want to make any presumptions one way or another. But I've run a lot of convention games, and the social interaction there seems to be as if they've been hanging out together. Why does it? Because I agree with everything that you said, and I've seen groups that just meet for D&D fall apart over the course of time.
No.
Is it because it's the one-shot idea and you're probably never going to see these people again at the convention?
So I want to say that's the fact of people that typically go to these conventions are very experienced D&D players. So a lot of them have they're very comfortable with RPing around new people. They have a lot of experience, just kind of like getting into a flow of the game, possibly to have multiple characters and everything like that.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just kind of like a quick step in, let me play the character I've always wanted to play, and enjoy.
Fair enough. You know what? I do find that convention players tend to do things that long-term players won't. They'll take more risks.
Oh, yeah. What's the risk if I do something that gets the entire party killed? Not only does it not matter because we're not playing again, but also I might never see you again. So you can't be that mad at me.
Could be down a little spite.
That's absolutely fair.
And to be a little realistic, there are some issues that will come up in a party that would require multiple sessions anyway. So even if two people have personalities or otherwise are people that wouldn't jive correctly, they just don't really have enough time for that type of stuff to bubble to the surface. They're spending most of their time just trying to understand who are you, how can you help me, how can we help each other.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right, I get it. Care to add anything else?
Oh no, I mean, if I'm playing
Okay,
a one
that's
shot,
enough, thanks. No.
perfect.
Sorry.
Oh no. If I'm playing a one shot, it's strictly just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
And so I think when you can be that level of nonchalant, like you're not bringing that extra weird like baggage or you know. So I totally agree with what everybody said.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add? Rich?
So many things.
Oh God.
I definitely agree with the general consensus of the convention play and long-term play. In the conventions, people get together, play that one character, which usually is a random pre-gen character they don't even know they're playing.
Yes, that's true.
Versus a long-term play, you're playing this one character which you kind of have a vested opinion in. So if someone slights your invested character, it means so much more versus this random Bob Billy,
Yeah, that's fair.
Ranger, what else that you just got handed to 20 minutes ago. So that personal interaction definitely isn't there as much.
Okay, that makes sense. I get it. Care to add anything, John, since you're just sitting here? We have unit gallery over here from left field.
I'm currently working on something, but if you'd like to repeat the last 10 minutes of what the other of you just talking
Oh
about.
yeah. We'll just have the transcriber read it back to
Yeah.
us. Right. Can you read the last word?
Is that Smurfy's job?
I don't think so. Yeah, well, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like I want to get on this list now.
We've been joined by Sean.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Sean, for joining us.
No, Sean is good.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Totally no.
So Murphy has also said that Morgan loves it. Also, I told her I'm gonna send the surprise soon, so make sure she opens it with me.
That is not alarming nor surprising at all.
Yeah, no.
I love it.
So, caress the package as she's opening it?
Do you want us? Oh, that's a good question. Smurfy, would you like us to caress the package while we open it? Also, would you like us to open it live?
I think you opened it
I
live.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with opening it live.
Evidence.
Listen, we got a few things lined up live, including what I'm going to do live at Gen Con.
Okay.
But I'll talk
Oh, yeah.
about that later. Anyway, so moving on to our next topic. It's a D&D tip. Every week we have a D&D tip provided to us by Mike Shea, also known as Sly Flourish. Sly Flourish has been providing D&D tips and things for like Lazy Dungeon Master and excellent work so far for D&D for many years. So this tip that we picked for this week was specifically for DMs. Take the time to select or build interesting magic items. They matter a lot to your players. So here's something that it's a tip, but the topic is it never gets addressed. I happen to know that players enjoy magic items. They also enjoy magic items that are specific to their character, or specific to their theme, or specific to something about them. What I want to know, since we have Rich Ricky really kind of in the open here, tell us about magic items that you like, or what you would consider.
I want to hear this too from my quote. Which magic items?
I mean, I think so. In the campaign we're currently in, we've somewhat discovered that there are these 7 items that belong to former heroes.
Okay.
We have one of them, and it chose one of the party members to attune to and bond with.
Uh-huh.
And
That sounds familiar, Rich. Go ahead.
so,
I'm not telling you
there
anything
are
anymore.
6 other items out there. So, we have a vague idea what some of them are.
Right.
So, some of us in our heads have been like, oh, well, I kind of want this one, or I kind of wanted that one.
Yeah.
But I like that these items are, apparently when we come across them, they're going to choose for themselves. Like, the first one chose on its own who it wants to be with.
That's actually pretty interesting.
So, and there are things like some of us have very thematic characters. And these items exist out in the world. Like, I've asked Rich, like, hey, is this out there? So, it is. It's in a town. It's in a shop somewhere. It's just a matter of us finding it.
Right.
You know, I've been in other campaigns where I have an item made specifically for my character,
Right.
maybe thematically, but realistically, I'm not using it. So I think that this having an item sort of choose who it goes to, even if it's not maybe thematically 100% on, or yeah, no, or I like this idea of like he's sort of choosing instead of us fighting over, oh, I want this or I want that. He's choosing like, oh, this item is going to you because of things you've said or done, and I like so that there's not only no party conflict, but also it is going to push characters to develop in different ways, because now they're going to have abilities that maybe they wouldn't have had before because it wasn't like on theme.
So does that not leave open room for jealousy if an item picks someone else that you want?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just wanted to make sure I addressed that.
That is totally a thing that can happen at a party when you walk into a nice empty boss room and you're ready to collect all the loot and experience, and you're just like, oh, this magical doodad of plus 50 roguery. Oh, that sounds like a pretty nice thing for a rogue to have, and then it just flies off and lands someplace else.
Like on a bard?
Like on any other person that's not a
or
rogue.
or a priest?
On a wood elf ranger, a dashing wood elf ranger.
No, like
that doesn't want to kill people anymore now.
But still.
Nothing like that's ever happened though.
I got what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds fabulous. I'm sorry, Mike. It sounds great.
Yeah.
And in theory, it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But that you have that scenario.
Additionally, there are 7 of them, and so we're each probably going to get at least one.
At least, but some of you are not.
That
gonna
is,
get
there's
two.
just going to be the one person with like 4 of these magic
would be
items, just walking around town strutting their
Or
stuff.
maybe all of them.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
getting attuned to
Or,
all of them.
yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's the other thing, knowing that, like, these legendary items are out there.
Yes.
Like, one got taken, there's 6 more. And whether they're thematically on point or maybe one that I didn't think of or we haven't correctly identified yet.
Right.
If
right.
that were to like choose my character, that'd be a super interesting thing.
Right.
And then, like I said, I've had other campaigns where like things were made specifically for my character,
Yeah.
and I just never used them because like maybe features overlap already, and so I don't need to use it because I already have that spell, I already have that cantrip, or I can already do this.
Yeah. You know, there was actually a thread I was participating in with Sly Flourish, but I think it came from Newbie DM or. I probably misquoted that, so I apologize. But they were talking about, is it okay to introduce, like, it's all about magic items. Like, what about powerful magic items at low level? And it's not like a huge debate, but somebody was asking, what's appropriate magic items for low level? And I think my comment, and other people's comments too, were, it doesn't matter, because a magic item can actually evolve. Like, a first level character there's no reason why a first level character can't get like an artifact. But as it attunes, as it levels, it learns more, and maybe they don't know how to use it. I mean, I don't know how many of you have seen the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon from back in the 80s, early 80s. Well,
Unfortunately.
that you have, right?
Some of it.
Right, well-
Back in my brain, like I remember seeing it, but remembering the details of it's a different thing.
Fair enough. So the magic user in that, the magician, sorry, he had to cast spells using his hat, and he never got him right. He never got him right. He would say something and something else would come out, you know. But as it went on, he got better.
Totally.
Right? So little things like that. So how many? And you said you found 4 of these magic items so far? Just one.
We know what, at least in conversations,
Sure.
we know what 2 of them are.
We know what
Got it.
Well, you guys know next one, but party-wise,
Party-wise, yeah.
we know what 2 of them are. We have ideas about what some of the others are, but we don't know, like, where they are, or
How
what they
destructive
can
they,
do.
yeah.
we know.
How
I
bad
also-
they can be.
Technically, we know all 7.
I
We
think
looked around
that
and remembered them.
Well, if we look at it.
I really enjoy a magic item that has like a downside. As weird as that sounds, or if it's cursed
No,
or something.
I get it.
I like when it's complex.
Morgan has a magic item now that talks that's driving her insane.
Exactly. And that's
She doesn't know it. It keeps talking to her in her head, and she has no idea what it's doing.
And there's so much more personal than just like, oh, I have a +2 mace, which is awesome for combat. Yeah. If it had a name, I would love that. But
you
it's
have to speak the name.
exactly,
When you hit it.
which would be so cool. It's just like that's something that makes it feel like an artifact, or makes it feel like this is a special thing that I have.
What about a mace that continually tells you to sharpen it?
And then you're just like trying to get to the little points the entire time. Yeah, I could do that. But it makes you interact. Like, oh, every short rest, I'm just sharpening these little points the entire time.
Little
Yeah,
nubs.
yeah.
It's pretty much good to have magic items that allow you for growth and RP as well. So I'm a fan of magical items that talk.
Okay.
We had the one that we found does talk, because that just depends, because it's like conflicted personality sometimes. You could be like a good character and the weapon you found just wants you to do evil.
Right.
So it's good. It just spices up the party and the RP and makes the player grow.
Yeah. Okay.
Or even if it's just like a straight curse, you have to spend some time going around trying to, yeah, just trying to find a way to get it, cleansed and healed. And there's even some storyline involved in it, which is cool.
In a more general sense, outside of just this specific campaign, something I really enjoy about the magical items that Rich has sparkled throughout this whole thing is that a lot of them are multifaceted in how you can go about interacting with them. Even if you don't actually understand the mechanics of how this magical item works, because you can't really ascertain like the curse or whatever that's with it. I really enjoy the fact that like I have a lantern that shows me into the ethereal plane, but also gives me weird trippy visions that may be telling me things
That's
I
not the
want to
lantern.
see.
You gotta stop drinking between.
I can't stop the hooch after nom. But the fact that there's these items that seem really simple, like a lantern that lets you see ghosts, or like a little a little compass that points you to treasure, and then suddenly they go in wildly different directions, and you can use them in weird, not quite normal ways. It's my favorite part of magical
So
items.
you like the unknown.
I like the unknown aspect of magical items. I like it when magical items are like these, like, really sacred or weird things that are like powerful, but like not always useful.
Right.
Well, it's like when your compass that shows you treasure points you to, oh, this is a guy with the most like magical items on him. He could be treasure if you took all of it off of him, but otherwise you just know it's like he's really powerful because he's wearing all of it.
Yeah.
Or it could be a bit of an inverse where like one of my magic items in my Wednesday game wants stuff so it can gain charges, use its ability, and it's a huge narcissist.
Yeah.
Are you talking about me again?
Always.
Yes, the item's actual real name is Rich. It's just an acronym that Rich carefully orchestrated to be rich.
Oh, I just took it the narcissism comment. Fair enough.
But I definitely I think when I say all my campaigns that I'm currently in make very interesting magical items. I enjoy the DMG magical items, and I think they have a really good list. But like what Tyler said, it's good to bring that surprise for experienced players. Like, oh, this is just a +1 dagger, this is a plus whatever. It's good to add that depth that the players can assume things and then surprise them a little bit later on sometimes in some aspects. Necessary. Or add a curse that's only activated like, in this one situation, like the Linus curse. The Linus appear to be 100% sword of vengeance type curse. You can't use any other weapons, but then when the first time Armitage went down with this weapon, Linus's soul took over his body. And it was like an oh shit, Armitage is down. And then this southern voice kind of thing. I'm not good at voice acting, but kid took over his body and he started to do death saves. It was like, oh wow. So definitely make things interesting because players enjoy the items.
Right. It gives I think it adds a different dimension.
Oh yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Real minor note. The magical items introduced in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, I love them. They're some of my favorite magical items. None of them are powerful. They're all common, but the Cloak of Billowing, the best magical item.
No,
all it
Dread.
all it does is billow dramatically, but it's such a perfectly D&D heroic thing to have.
Yeah.
I love it.
They, like you were saying, they don't even have to be powerful items. These can be items that I love the like more wondrous items that can be used in more RP situations or social situations that add depth and dimension to what you're doing. Maybe instead of having to, you know, stealth your way through something and with a bunch of rolls, you can charisma your way through something because you're wearing, you know, the Hat of the Skies or something that gives you a huge buff to your charisma stat. You know, I like items that give you many options on how to solve problems.
So one of my favorite magic items, which is I almost don't want to say it here because Rich is here and other people could be listening. But
you actually look at chat, someone else is listening.
Really?
Yes.
Who's listening?
One guess.
Ah, all right, never mind. I can't really tell you, but it does come from Xanathar's guide.
Yeah.
And I've used it before in a different campaign. And when I reintroduced it, only I guess 2 people in the streaming campaign have actually seen it. So they may enjoy it again, they may not. But it's pretty cool. Let me jump over here to comments before we move on. Let's see. Ooh. So Smurfy is talking about the surprise that she's sending. Ooh live and you will kiss it, Rich. Okay, I'm going to be kissing it. It's coming from Canada, so it should get some loving. Only if it has a higher alcohol content. Like most things that come from Canada. More powerful one-shot items. There has been a potion and scroll recession recently. That's from Sean. And then Sean deleted his next message, which said something like, "You guys all suck." And no, probably. I don't know what it says. Then Rich Ricky's wall.
Yep.
And then Morgan, hello from the beach. You all sound great. Screw yourself, Morgan. Oh, we're not on the beach.
But please don't do that.
But we say that with utmost love.
Love you, Morgan. You're the best.
All right, fine. Great.
This half of the table loves you.
The most recent games have had both the most interesting items and characters. However, it's the characters that make the game interesting and complex. The items are a lovely addition. And then Dave from behind me.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave. I see you. I can see you because the camera actually points backwards now. Yeah, see? That camera goes that way. But thanks for listening and commenting. So that brings us to our third and final topic of the night. Not the final thing that we're going to talk about, but the final topic of the night. So how do you deal with group player, not character, conflict? So it's great that you all get together. It's great that you hang out. But sometimes somebody's going to get pissed off and flip a table. It happens. How do you address it? First of all, has it happened here?
At this table?
Not yet.
Not as long as I've been here.
All right. Oh, but Mike shook his head yes.
What? Nope.
No, I'm just kidding.
I can shake my head, yes.
Okay. So, but you've all been in groups that have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've had campaigns that have stopped because of it.
Yeah.
Totally.
John's killed a couple of campaigns because of it.
There's one now?
Right.
Yeah.
Only because he's not listening.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. So, to the field.
I thought that I killed this campaign when I joined it. I just walked in, I sat down, and then I was like, I'm gonna go do what every rogue does, and then everything exploded so quickly, and it felt very personal by the end of it, and I wasn't sure where the characters' opinions of me and the people's opinions of me were like ending or beginning. And afterwards, I was trying to just go to each person individually that I felt was like really directly feeling some type of way, and I was like, all right, like, listen, we're adults, we can talk things out. And from there, it just kind of went into a kind of personal relaxation period of trying to like get into a more comfortable interpersonal stance with people.
More zen.
More zen,
Yeah.
more removed from the actual situation, and
Yeah.
just to kind of step back to be like, hey, I don't actually have wings or the ability to fly or any of these things. You know, I'm just a random person who lives on Long Island.
So let me ask you a question. How many of those people are you still playing with in this campaign?
Wait.
Three.
Oh yeah, you are.
No, four.
Four.
John.
Oh,
We have a
yeah,
player who's not
that's
here
true.
right now.
That is true. Yeah, the majority of those people.
Okay.
No,
All right, which
and
is-
the only one that left, not because of that issue.
Yeah.
No, you
Okay.
work.
I mean, but you know, you don't have to talk about like it doesn't have to be from this game. You can just talk about general experience. I don't want you to go out there and blacklist anybody because I'm taking notes. I am taking notes.
Yeah, there's a laptop where he's typing keys.
I mean,
It also gets saved.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I know I had a conflict with someone in another campaign where we didn't know each other very well, so I didn't feel quite comfortable and also it wasn't something that I did that pissed off the other person.
right,
I was getting fed up with someone.
right.
So I didn't feel comfortable going to them. I also didn't trust myself to go talk to them. So I went up to the DM and I was like, hey, like, I'm getting frustrated here. Like, tell me I'm not crazy. Like, just, how do we fix this? Like, can you, is this person frustrating other people? Are you being frustrated?
Yeah.
Like, if so, like, just know you're not crazy, and if you need to rein them in as a DM, like, go ahead, because we're all frustrated as well.
So you make a really interesting point. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh no, that was just about the gist of it.
Okay, so you make a very interesting point, and you said a lot of things that are very interesting. And don't take this any other way than exactly how I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
The DM winds up becoming a social worker, and the problems that the people have, that the players have, instead of addressing with each other, they actually push it up to the DM to address it for them. And how does that feel? I mean, I have an opinion, but I want to hear you first.
It feels good that the players trust you enough as a DM
Sure.
to tell you things. It is sometimes a little overwhelming, and sometimes also as a DM I take a step back. My own personal opinions, because there's something that a player could have done that did not bother me from my perspective.
Right.
Because I'm like, all right, that was cool. I like that. And then you take a look at the other player who wasn't from this perspective, and you're like, all right, I see the issue. Let's resolve it. And generally, sometimes, even as a DM, I try to talk it out with the player, talk it out with the other player.
Yeah.
Maybe then mediate a accidental meeting of some kind, and
Yes.
just hash it out. Sometimes I just say, you're an adult, grow up, and just say it. Sometimes as a DM, we're not social workers, we just have to say things sometimes, just be like,
Correct.
it's time just to handle it.
So in my opinion, it's interesting. What it does is, and I understand why players do it. There is a trust factor there, and I get that. And I've accepted that role. I do it at work, fortunately or unfortunately, because it does happen at work. I have a team, and my team members won't go to each other to resolve their conflict. They bring it to me, and I'm forced to resolve the conflict. And it is a trust factor, but I also feel that there's, like, the DM seems like they have some level of authority over other players, whereas maybe, like you said, you didn't feel comfortable going to this person because why would this person listen to what you have to say? And that's a horrible feeling, I get it. Whereas the DM can turn around and say something to somebody, and there's a little bit of authority that goes with that mantle, like or dislike it. So I get it. I understand why it comes to the DM. But sometimes, like you said, it may not have offended you. And when somebody comes to complain, what if the complaint is wrong? You got to deal with that situation. So it works both ways.
It does. And I have in my experience gotten complaints, I'm like, okay, no, I'm sorry, my friend. You are the one that is right off base here. Like, he did the thing that was appropriate for stuff that he may or she may know that you don't.
Yeah.
So it's time just to.
Right. You know, but there's also human nature, right? There's an example. Sometimes people just get frustrated. Sometimes, you have to go, listen, let that one slide, and we'll see how it goes. Because we all get, look, even DMs get into bad moods.
I was in a car accident today.
I'm sorry about that. I knew it was you, and I hit the gas.
Yeah. No, but there's definitely times I say, like, listen, let's take a step back and.
I mean, look what happened to me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right? I right after the game, I packed up and I had to split. Nobody really knew why. Steve knew why, and then I had to come back and apologize to everybody because nobody's fault was theirs, but I didn't tell that to anybody, and I didn't know how to express it at that time. So I had to recover myself and then go back and explain to everybody what was going on, which was harder than the original situation anyway, which turned out to be stupid. But comments. Rich is a parole officer, apparently, not a social worker.
Yeah, because there's some innocent deaths.
Terribly not innocent.
Sometimes it happens.
Horrible, and I'm still scarred.
What about anybody else? Any other examples of conflict that you've dealt with? Like any examples of where you as a player had either a problem with your DM or another player and you've addressed it?
Well, we campaigned once where I had a problem with a player. I tried to discuss it immediately afterwards instead of going directly to the DM.
Right.
But it ended up with an interaction where the other player was telling me why I'm wrong and not trying to understand why the situation upset me and the other player involved.
Okay.
So when the situation happened again, I went straight to the DM because the DM can act more of at least try to be more of an unbiased middle ground. Especially when during the second time something happened, I was very heated at the moment. So if I was going to try to interact with that player, I felt like it would not have been in my best mindset to give a appropriate response,
right,
rather than an emotional response.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. It's tough. Oh, and yeah. By the way, I'm not smiling or laughing at your story. There was a couple of comments. They were saying that Rich has lightened up over the years, and that's not true because they were talking about the wrong Rich. I'm still a vicious GM. Yeah, you can't see the comments, so I apologize.
I'm very calm and innocent and don't do anything.
Sure.
Yeah. So, note for Donnie. Donnie, we're going to be doing this show live at Gen Con at the hotel, so hopefully you'll be there. We'll get to it a little bit later in the show, and I'll explain what's going to happen during the show. I think it's going to be fun, and there may be tequila. Anyway.
That was fun then.
Okay, that's conflict.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next part of our show. The next part of our show is something that Morgan and I like to do with the guests, but we shortened it to 3 topics so that way we can do it with you guys too. It is what we are. Although she'll always go, what are we? Or say it backwards, it doesn't matter. But basically, we want to know, because it does inspire other people sometimes, what are we watching? What are we listening to? And what didn't you say no to? It's a new one that was introduced by
Morgan?
No, by Maxine.
Oh.
Who was our guest a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Something that she had said, and I was like, wow, that is good. So we're gonna steal it, but we'll give her credit.
Fair enough.
Don, I hope you only wear your party hat. So, let's start over here. What are you reading and watching?
What am I reading? I don't read. So reading, nothing.
Is it because you haven't learned, or?
No, it's because I prefer watching movies out of books instead of just reading the books.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Watching, since I got pretty much into D&D recently, Critical Role and every D&D show related, that's what I watch it either on YouTube or streaming live.
Right. Okay.
And yet it showed up every time I didn't want it to show up.
Right.
Right now I'm on the 5th part of a book series called The Demon Cycle, called The Core. almost finally done with that after 2
Do you,
years.
do you know who the author is?
Well, I don't know.
I don't remember his name.
Okay, that's fine.
But I'm assuming you know.
The Demon Cycle?
Yeah. The first book is called Rewarded Man.
Okay.
Let's see. It's kind of like a fantasy-esque, could put into like a D&D style storyline if you wanted to. See, right now I'm watching a few animes and everything like that. You know, summer season coming out, so I'm watching Dr. Stone, Fire Force.
Okay.
And with D&D, just trying to keep up with certain channels like the Dungeon Dudes, who give really nice tips that I use to kind of like want to use to make new characters later on.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And the book is by Peter Brook.
There we go.
As I have a computer in front of me, therefore I have all the knowledge.
Which is good because
Also because
I have too many things going on in front of me, so it's hard to
Also, I am
follow.
a dungeon master, because naturally I know everything.
Oh yeah.
You probably should have said that first.
I probably should have.
Before looking it up. They're telling us that you have a computer to look things up.
The only thing he doesn't know is what we're going to do.
Yeah, and we don't know what the NPC.
What are you watching and listening? What are you watching and reading?
I'm currently watching two shows that are kind of related because they're both like nature shows. I'm watching The Round Planet from the BBC. It's like a nature documentary but with a fun spin because the person who's narrating it is like, it's like a joke. He's like not really narrating things seriously. He's stating facts, but he's also making fun of his fellow co-workers at the BBC as he's doing so, and it's pretty nice just seeing a raunchy type of nature documentary. And the other one is Animal Fight Night, where they just show clips of animals fighting in nature.
How
and
could that be bad?
And they explain like why the animals are fighting and how they're going about fighting each other.
Do they talk about the martial art tactics that these animals use?
They do actually. They like explaining the fact that eagles don't fight in the air. Like bald eagles, they just kind of like lock up talons and then they do a little coin flip, and whoever hits the ground or chickens out first just loses.
Yeah.
Who wants to hit the ground? So good. I'm reading Game of Thrones.
Okay, fair enough.
I was very burned by the TV show. Not watching it anymore.
You're gonna be disappointed when the books stop and there's nothing left.
Oh, but it's okay. The heat death of the universe will be by that point.
Let's see. I've not been able to do much reading or watching of anything lately. I'm studying for a licensing exam.
Ooh, nerd.
For what?
know.
What?
Oh, I'm taking my medical technologist exam in
Awesome.
5 days.
Good luck.
Thank you. So I've been
Here
reading
you're
the
playing
review book.
D&D.
And
Look,
I'm here
it's all
playing
reading.
D&D. Yeah. So yeah, I'm reading the review book for that exam.
Awesome. Well, good luck.
Thank
we
you.
definitely support you on this.
Yeah. But listening wise, as I study, I like to listen to podcasts, mostly D&D podcasts. I've burned through several, and I'm currently up to D20 Dames.
Okay.
So yeah, it's good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, Morgan and I are watching Stranger Things season 3. As typical that it is, super big into D&D for what it's doing there. Otherwise, reading, I'm not reading a ton. Probably there's a cool book on what's it called? Ruby on Rails that I want to pick up.
That's on what?
Ruby on Rails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going the nerd route.
You know, we do play D&D.
Fair enough. I myself, Rich, did you tell us what you're?
He said nothing.
I said nothing. My stealth roll is plus 20.
Nice.
I am currently, I just finished Atlas Shrugged.
Very
Actually
good.
lent by Morgan West.
Mm-hmm.
Watching, I'm not really. I watched Critical Role. I'm trying out The Travelers on Netflix. It's a decent show. I'm just not hooked, but I watched a couple episodes so far. That's it.
Well, since we've last done this, oh wait, what do we got? Smurfy says that I'm more like a loud teddy bear.
Good to know.
Nickname
I can see
to be
it.
announced. I guess I never considered myself a loud teddy bear, but hey, that would be a Teddy Ruxpin. It's kind of scary. Anyway, Don is reading the Essentials box. Oh, he's reading the Essentials box, and he's watching Just Finished Good Omens.
Good,
You know, recommend
good
it.
series. I finished that as well. That was.
I just finished Dresden Files Book 7,
Ooh,
Deadbeat, which was pretty awesome. I'll probably be moving on to Book 8 maybe next week. After that, I moved on to music. just a radio mix. I picked Evanescence. I put Evanescence Radio in there, and it's got a pretty good mix of different bands in there, which I enjoy. What am I watching? Well, I finished Stranger Things, of course. That was a must. And then I am on season 3.10 of the 100.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as that's done, I'll probably move on to the Dark. Not the Dark, to Dark. I watched it, but now there's new episodes out, so I wanna pick that up and finish that up. And then I also watched the new episodes of Black Mirror, which were really good. Especially the first one with Miley Cyrus was pretty good. Oh, you see, Don knows I'm a snuggly teddy bear. That's because Don has slept with me at Gen Con. Maybe that was TMI?
You know, what happens at Gen Con stays at Gen Con.
Yeah,
Unless
but
it
now,
comes out on the
Except if
internet.
it's on the internet.
Unless it's
Yeah.
live now.
And what about music? I said my music. Does anybody listen to any particular music?
Honestly, I just picked up listening to during my D&D prep, listening to some like classical jazz, like blues and stuff. Devil Meets the Crossroads. Definitely not going to influence any of my prep work.
Oh my god, can you just imagine you listen to that, just NPC here and there based on stories.
I've been listening to a Southern Gothic band recently.
Nice.
I've been recommended to them, and I really like them. They're called Devil Makes 3. They're just 3 like string players. They have no percussion, but every single one of their songs they specifically make to have a beat that you can dance to.
Awesome.
They're like, you don't need a drum to have a good beat that you can like tap your foot or snap your fingers to. And listening to the music, I'm like, yeah, I agree. You can do it all with strings.
I believe you. I actually do. I think that can happen. Who are you texting?
Oh no, I was like,
It better be Morgan, or
Oh,
everybody
of
here
course.
will be disappointed. Lose
Are you
5
looking
points.
up? Are you looking up?
no,
what
there
you
was
listen to?
there was this recent percussion band that I was listening to, and I forget their name.
Oh, so one of the percussionists left that band to join that band.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, I know these
Of
things.
course you guys are
Yeah.
opposite. Of course!
What do you
Otherwise
say?
the feud wouldn't
Huh?
be real.
What do you say?
Oh no, so I was trying to look up the name of this
No, what
percussion
did she
band.
say?
Oh, every
Oh.
campaign they're in together, their characters have like this polarity, and it's very weird. I don't know if they do it on purpose.
To be fair, your
Not on
sample
purpose
your
at all.
My sample size is 2
your sample size is 2.
Yeah.
Literally two examples.
so far.
So, all right.
Yeah.
2 for 2 though is 100%.
We'll do a
You
bunch
got a
of
point.
one-shots to get better
Yeah.
data.
Our third campaign is going to be
Oh, wait.
wonderful.
Maybe third time for Sean.
Yeah.
On the third campaign though.
I made
True.
No pressure.
No pressure.
God, I already know how you're gonna hate each other. Okay.
What are you listening to? It's okay to say I haven't listened to anything.
I haven't been listening to music. I've been,
Okay.
or at least nothing that I can think of. Just like putting on study radio. Just like
Totally.
I,
Hey,
no,
great.
background noise.
Yeah.
No, we get it. I
yeah,
get that.
yeah, yeah.
I used to do that.
Life is expensive.
Been listening to a lot of
That's a
synthwave.
song somewhere. I know
So-
there's a song.
Yeah.
So with that, that brings us to our quick notes. The Gen Con
we didn't
notes.
do no.
What?
We
Yeah.
didn't do no.
Oh, jeez, forgot about that.
No.
What didn't you say no to?
Oh, making people
What
uncomfortable.
did I say no to?
What didn't you say
Oh,
no
what
to?
didn't I say no to?
That maybe you should have recently.
Oh,
Oh.
went to a bar 2 days ago.
Somebody asked you to go to a bar and you didn't say no.
Yeah, and it ended up, yeah.
It ended up, yeah.
Leave it like that.
All right.
I didn't say no to a former boss of mine after 4 shots to go for 5 and 6,
Yeah.
which ended up with my first alcohol-induced puke, but I was not drunk at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Well,
Keep
that's
it all up.
yeah,
Yeah, you lost it all.
great job.
But even before that, I still was drunk.
Proud of you.
Actually, that story makes me happy.
Yeah.
That story makes me happy. Rich?
The most recent thing I did not say no to, I picked up an extra shift at work.
Jerk.
But probably the most.
Sucker.
Yeah, I know. Well, I gotta caution. I need the money.
Life is expensive.
It is. Most thing I didn't say no to, I think, was helping a friend out of state with a place to crash for a night. And I should have said no.
Why he hasn't left yet?
No, they have.
Oh.
There's
Some of
Yeah.
those.
It was very awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
Mm.
What have you not said no to?
I didn't say no to doing this. Haha, zing, get wrecked, all your nipples. Oh, no.
You took it.
Oh my
yeah,
God, the
you're
one
kidding.
right
Try
answer.
not to.
I waited for those of these guys to pass. Like,
I know.
nobody's gonna make this joke. I gotta do it.
I got
I
this.
left it for you.
Yeah,
They
thank
want
you.
to, you
No,
know.
but I didn't say no to dropping a friend off and then having a long conversation with police officers. Ugh, God, that whole situation is just total nonsense. Little lesson for all the kids at home: make sure that your car's lights are all working or whatever. It's an important thing. Apparently.
It is an important thing.
Yeah, you do. You really do. I cannot believe you still haven't.
God. I'm gonna say I haven't said no to this, not the show, but to coming out and playing D&D instead of studying 5 days before my exam that determines the course of my life. So yeah,
Are you allowed to retake the test?
for $500.
Yeah. All right. So this game may cost you $500.
Yeah.
All right.
This game and the past game.
Are you gonna come Tuesday?
Tuesday's the test. So if I come here and
It'll be
and I look like I want to die, you'll know how it went.
Okay, good.
I may
Cool.
show up Tuesday just to see how this goes.
Yeah, I specifically scheduled the Tuesday because I'm like, I don't want to miss Tuesday night.
It could be the best game of your life or the worst game of your life.
Yeah, so we'll know
There's
when,
a chance, you know, it's a 50-50.
Oh.
It's not quite 50-50, but
So, speaking of one-shot characters that you never plan on playing again, I played a one-shot with Steve, and I rolled a terrible character that I thought I would only have to play once, but we might be playing multiple times.
Yes.
And
I believe the next time is Saturday.
Gonna be interesting.
I
Yeah.
may or may not be there. I don't know.
Okay. I may or may not creep you out.
I'm really not. I don't really care.
Okay,
Have you
well,
met
that's
my
fine.
character? I told you who I was resurrecting, right?
Yes.
You haven't met his personality yet.
You haven't met my character.
That's okay.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's all right. I don't really care who I adventure with. It's all who I negotiate with.
Okay.
So that's what you haven't said no to.
Yeah. No,
That's your
I'll
answer.
be there on Saturday.
So
You should have said no.
I'm going to move on to the Gen Con notes because that's what I haven't said no to. So we are doing this show live at Gen Con. The hotel has given us a space, really nice space, to do the show live, internet, and plug and everything like that. And I'll have, and I don't know, for those who've seen Chaotic Anarchy, or Anarchy, however you say it, she's going to co-host with me. And there's going to be somebody else there who's going to be doing henna tattoos. So I will be getting one live while we're recording.
Have you ever had a henna tattoo before?
I have.
Okay.
I have. When I went to Hawaii, I got a tribal.
Okay.
So I'm going to get another one right on my arm while we're live.
I mean, you could probably get more views for a real tattoo.
I know we could.
That's what the tequila is
That'd be
for.
a little bit harder to set up, and I don't know if I'm ready to commit to a real tattoo.
That's why the tequila's there.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I do have to buy drinks for the people that are going to be there with us. There's apparently going to be a lot. Well, there's going to be a small crowd, so
Cool.
it'll be fun. Hopefully, speaking of which, I may need you to make another background for me, but I'll get into that later.
Sure.
So yes.
Hey, you have a new thing you didn't say no to.
So that's very good. At Gen Con, we will be live. And that's only in 3 weeks.
Jeez.
But just to quickly tell you what's going on as our plugs, I will pull up the document. But in the meantime, I think when it comes up, give me a second. It should have been up before, and Rich just didn't pull it up. So
I have
all of the links for any of our topics discussed, specifically Sly Flourish, are in the description. So you can get them there. If you like what we talked about, please go like them. If you liked us, make sure that you like and you hit the bell so you get a reminder. Upcoming next week, which I believe is July 18th, we will be having Mets Girl with us. She will be our guest. The week after that, we will have PFRPG and Chaotic Anarchy again. Then Morgan West will be the guest when we're in Gen Con, because she will be Skyping in, not live with us.
That'll be fun.
So that'll be fun. She'll be in the little square where you guys see me today. What was that?
About to ask, is she going to Gen Con?
She is not, but she will be the guest. And then on August 8th, we have Robin Caulfield. So we have a good lineup of guests coming up. With that said, that brings us to our wrap-up. Thank you for watching, and you can follow us on Twitter at LRTerrain, Instagram at Legendary Realms games. Don't worry about the Patreon, it's not set up yet, but it'll be set up soon. With the one, remember, it's going to have one tier. It's going to be the $1 tier, buy us a water. That's it.
We're going to.
Unless you're an advertiser, we'll put a special tier in for advertisers. And we'll call you out in the show and we'll put you on, we'll make a splash screen for the advertisers. So with that, I'm Rich Parla. Morgan West is not here, so I will be her again. And if you guys would like to say goodnight by giving your name, we'll start on this side.
Sure. Again, I'm Alex Clare.
Or
and
Morgan.
Morgan. Significant other. Yeah. And good night.
I'm Karen. Good night, y'all.
I'm Tyler. Good night.
I'm Rich Ricky. Good night.
Los Sanchez, and adios.
I'm Antonio. Good night, guys.
Thank you again. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. It was fun. Hopefully we
Thanks
can
for
do this
inviting
again. We can do it more other panels and stuff like that. Sound good?
Definitely.
All right. Have a great night.